All right, we're going to take a look at a hip press with the athlete's feet on a stability ball. This is an exercise that usually goes pretty wrong, and you'll feel, or a lot of your athletes will feel this more in their hamstrings than in their glutes because they're having trouble stabilizing into knee flexion, and then they're having trouble driving into hip extension with those glutes. So one thing I want you to notice as our athlete does a couple reps to start here, notice his feet and how they stay pretty much in the same spot. Notice he's not pushing the ball out as he did on that last rep that he finished off on. That is a huge component to making sure that this sits right. We want to be as stable as possible through the knee, keeping that at about a 90-degree bend so that way he can drive through the hip. Now what we really want here is kind of like a box jump or a kettlebell swing. As we're in this flex point with the hip here, so we see flexion in the hip, he's going to want to squeeze his glutes together to drive into hip extension. So the hips are pressing forward. When he finishes, we want to see a straight line from his knee to his shoulder. So let's check that out and let's see if we see that. All right, you can see he's driving the glutes, pressing those hips up. Bam! It's full extension, and then look at that. Straight line from the knee to the shoulder, and then we have a great 90-degree bend right there in the knee. So we know that the hamstrings are doing their job, stabilizing, but the glutes are actually what is driving this movement, which is exactly how we want it. So we want the athlete to feel it in their backside and not too much in the hamstrings.